Welcome to Musings and Modalities. I'm your host, Tristen Stawicki. Think of me as your pragmatic shaman bestie. Join in with other high vibe, lovely people as I unravel spiritual ideas to help create change and growth in your life. I cover a variety of spiritual topics, sharing knowledge to meet you wherever you are in your journey. As a shaman, astrologer, and human design reader, I help you understand how to make informed decisions and incorporate different modalities using discernment and your own intuition. Today, you will gain powerful shamanic healing tools you can use to incorporate spiritual practices in non-traditional ways. Whether you're just beginning or need a knowledgeable best friend with the next phase of your journey, I'm here to help. Stay tuned. Musings and Modalities starts now. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Musings and Modalities. I'm Tristen Stawicki, your pragmatic shaman bestie, and I'm so excited for today's episode, How the Beauty Boost Helps Women Feel Empowered, Healthy, and Beautiful, with our special guest, Candice Roberts. The Beauty Boost is a community-driven organization that holds events, retreats, and opportunities for beautiful friendship. And Candice leads the Durham chapter of the Beauty Boost. And so welcome, Candice. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I wanted to share a bit of your background. So, I believe you're originally a part of the Asheville chapter of the Beauty Boost. Can you kind of talk about your experiences there and what led you to create the Durham chapter?
Absolutely. So it's interesting. I had a friend randomly reach out to me and she said, "Hey, there's this really cool event happening, and it's kind of like manifest your year. We'll make vision boards and all of that fun stuff." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so in. Let's go." And when we walked in, it was so inviting. It was almost like we had walked into a room of friends we hadn't seen in a couple of years and just like picked up where we left off. But keep in mind, I didn't know any of these women except the person that I went with. And after that, I went to quite a few events, and it just really felt like a community. I had to move to Durham for my day job, and I thought, there surely has to be one because we are nationwide. I looked around the Triangle area, so Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and there was not a beauty boost in the area. I did check out some of the local women's groups, and although they are amazing in their own way, it wasn't quite what I was looking for. So I actually reached out to Rachel, who is the founder. She opened the Beauty Boost 11 years ago in Columbus, Ohio. And I was like, "Hey, is anyone bringing it here? If they're not, can I bring it here? Like, how do we make it come here?" Um, and long story short, here we are in Durham. And it's pretty amazing. We're starting to build this amazing community of women that have the same mindset. They're there to empower and support each other. And it's all about the support because we're not competing against each other.
Absolutely. No, I love that so much. Thank you for sharing. And to be honest, so you've had the Durham chapter for, is it about 6 months to a year? Can you remind me of the timeline? It's still pretty fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh. We're in our eighth month right now.
8 month, yay. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
wonderful. What I love about it is that, to your point, I've been to other events locally and they are lovely in their own right. And they also could be either a little intimidating because of their size. One event I went to was like 700 people for my first time. And I was like, oh, I
Woo!
meet no one, right? And you walk into a
Yeah.
gala, basically, very different than you coming
Yes.
like, we're going to spend, a Saturday together or what have you with a purpose, with a point so that you feel better overall, which is great. Um, the other beautiful thing about your story is that, you really saw a way to bring in something that you loved from your old community into your new one. And you took that kind of big step of owning the experience you wanted to have here, especially because you had to move, not necessarily by fully choice, right? With it being for your day job, which many of us have had to do in different ways. I'd love to talk about, the importance of community, especially for those of us that have moved frequently, and how impactful having those incredible like-minded women around us is.
Absolutely. So community is important, right? Everyone from like having a child to like being an adult, it takes a village just to get through life. And as someone that has relocated for my day job quite a few times, it is harder as an adult to build your community in a new space because a lot of people are established where they are. Maybe they went to college there and they have a core group. But if you're a new person coming in, it's hard to like take that first step and, almost ask someone on a friend date and be like, hey, let's be friends. So, it's great to like build this community together and provide a space for women that's like, hey, we are here to be your community. And if you want to join us, like, we welcome you with open arms. Again, that like all of the support and empowerment that we help each other with is so important. It helps with those really down days, or if you're just not feeling inspired and motivated, which we all go through, it's nice to have a friend that you can like go grab a coffee with, or, see at a next event where you're like, hey, you said XYZ to me last event and it really stuck with me and really helped me through this time. It's really cool conversations like that that I've heard and that people have said to me. And all of the women I've met are just so inspiring that when I have a bad day or a down day and I talk to, one of my partners or one of the girls in the community, it's really inspiring and like gives me a little bit more energy, which is nice. So community is so important and being able to find it is really great, but it's also really hard in most cases.
No, absolutely. And one of the things I really enjoyed when I've been to the Beauty Boost events is like getting to see people excel at things that maybe they don't get to do in their day job. For instance, I spent several conversations with the photographer at the Fitness Sampler event, and she was both incredibly talented, very cool, and also that is not her day-to-day reality where she gets to do that. And so it was awesome to be like, wow, this is a beautiful opportunity. Like if there is a skill that you want to share with this community or kind of help enrich, there is a path to do that through the ambassador program is more so what I'm mentioning. You know what I mean? Where there's a need for more volunteers. You're one person. You can't run a whole event by yourself. So
Absolutely. And I have a handful of ambassadors. They're all local women, and they truly do help make the community what it is. They're very inviting. If they see a woman kind of by herself, not sure where to go, they go over, they say hello. They kind of guide the flow of everything. And then behind the scenes, they help with so much. So I do like give a lot of gratitude to them.
yeah, absolutely. What I also love about kind of this work is that, there are, I would say about monthly events, but you never feel like there are always events with heart. So can you talk to me about how a global organization or a national organization, excuse me, not global yet, we'll work on it. Unless there's some other
Fingers
factors,
crossed.
fingers crossed, we speak it into existence. Or for currently a national organization, how does it keep its reach and its heart kind of in balance?
That's a great question. So I've never had this type of experience before, so it's very new to me. But something that I don't think a lot of similar structures do is all of the city owners that we have really lean and support each other.
Oh, I love that.
And I know that I preach like our mission is to support our local people, but it's really cool how much all of the city owners support each other. And I think our founder, Rachel, does an amazing job. So she kind of sets up our segments. So every city has the same signature event each month. And that kind of gives you a standard of like what we're going to do. And then we do like secondary events. So sometimes Durham will do something different than like Buffalo or Vegas. And What we do is basically when we have an event coming up, we have different group chats per event, and we talk about like if we're feeling stuck somewhere or we have a partner that's reaching out, they want to be involved, but maybe they're not sure how that best looks at that event. Like we just help each other, which is truly amazing. Because there have been some days, as I mentioned, this is not my day job. So there have been some days where I worked 12 hours and the last thing I want to do is like plug in and do something. But knowing that I have that support and just pushing through and like talking to the women that we partner with and are part of the community with, it's just again, inspiring, it feels supportive, and it's re-energizing.
Absolutely. And I want to talk a little bit more about the benefits of the mission, right? Which is empowerment, health, and beauty, which we love because it's not often like I've been to like a yoga event. It's not often we get to incorporate all the elements that are incredible about being a woman. So is it more the feeling you want women to leave with, or just talk to me about the experience you're really crafting at these events?
Absolutely. So it is the feeling. Although we like want you to go to every single experience station and check out all the cool things, we want you to leave feeling inspired, re-energized, empowered, honestly just beautiful inside and out because everyone is. And so it's really the feeling that we want you to have when you leave. We want you to feel connected, and that is our goal.
Oh, I love that. And to talk a little bit more about the experience station. So when I was a vendor, it was very much offering of Reiki, right? And the idea is that it's a kind of complementary market. Is that a great way to put it? You know what I mean? Where they get to kind of experience, yeah, experience
Yeah,
the different options. Please talk more about that kind of idea.
absolutely. So a lot of times you'll see like a market where tables are set up, right? And each vendor or partner, as we call them, has their own station. And a lot of times people just walk around and maybe they buy some stuff, maybe they write their email address down, but we want a chance for the local community and the local businesses to really connect. So, what our partners do is they set up their experience station. They typically offer a 1 to 3 minute free experience, and that gives the community and the local businesses a chance to connect, start building a rapport, and get a little taste of what it is like to work with them. So a lot of times that leads to, them working together if it feels like a good fit. The community gets to experience a taste of all the local businesses that are at the event, and then the local businesses get to kind of experience the community.
In a low stress way, because sometimes when you put too much pressure, when I've been at other events, right, and you're like, um, if as a like company, it's like, okay, if I'm here and there's not a lot of traffic or what have you, like we've all been at events, either attending them or, especially if you're someone that has your own business, that the vibe is not there. What I love about this experience that I've had, it's like with this kind of complimentary experience, everyone's so open and you're not selling anything. It doesn't feel inauthentic. It's just like, here's something cool I want to share with you. And, whatever this experience turns out to be, if you're someone that looks at my website, buys from me in the future, or I just happen to see you at the next event, like all of that is beautiful and accepted, which is really, really cool.
Absolutely. And another really cool aspect of this is the local businesses have all started supporting each other
Mhm.
too. So if, a few of the same local businesses are at quite a few events, they're like, oh my gosh, how have you been? And it's kind of become like a referral program. So if someone is looking for Reiki, they would be like, oh my gosh, you have to check out Tristen. Or, if they're looking for strength training, they're like, oh, you have to check out Erin. So it's truly amazing to see just everyone connect and support each other in many ways.
Yes, and I love that actually to double down on that. I've had several of the other partners like reach out to me for my services just to like for them to
Oh,
have, which is gorgeous.
amazing.
Yeah, right. And same with me. And like I feel like out of all of the events I've been to, not just locally, but like nationally, like it felt very much like we we're all excited to see each other succeed and just like curiosity was just so like vibrant in that space. It was just like, oh, this is cool. Like, what are you doing? And so it was awesome. I felt like at times, and I'm sure you saw this at the fitness sampler, it was like that class looks cool. A lot of the partners would like take a break from the table so we could watch a little bit of a class. And you know what I mean? When an event's so fun, like you don't feel like chained to your little station, you know, but you're there to support. Like it's the
Mhm.
perfect balance.
Absolutely.
No,
Thank you for saying that.
yeah, of course. So I want to kind of talk through either your specific story or other stories of women that have really been helped by these events and to talk through not only, you know, the energy work offering, you've mentioned strength training. I love the spa experiences. I'm not gonna lie, that's some of my favorite every time with the beauty piece. So, but I'd love to hear kind of any stories you want to highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the experience stations themselves, we do partner with local businesses that are array of things, right? So, one of the stations that I had never tried this product before, but we partnered together. She was giving out like these mini facials as her experience. And everyone just left feeling gl like looking glowing. I was like, where did you like you look amazing. And I love that. I randomly bought like a face mask from her because I was like, I gotta figure out like what's going on here.
Yep.
And it was great. They're not to plug them, but they're the olive tree people, and Brooke is amazing.
Aw.
She'll actually be at our next few events. But it's anywhere from like skincare to chair massage to Reiki. We have like career coaches, we have life coaches, we have anything you can think of. So the fitness aspect, there are a ton of yoga teachers, Pilates, strength training, there's cardio fitness, all types of things. So we've even dabbled into like Eastern medicine. There's a local business, and she does Eastern medicine, but she also does like hydroglow facials and things like
Oh,
that. So she's
beautiful.
kind of like
Yeah.
multifaceted. So yeah, we really just offer all kinds of things. And then as far as like stories go of women, I will say 90% of the people that I talk to and end up partnering with, they have such an inspiring story that I just want to continue to hear it. And I feel like if I were to just tell one story, it wouldn't do it justice. Like they should tell their own stories. But it's really inspiring how a lot of people have taken something that has hurt them or been hard for them, and they've turned it into helping others once they learned how to like use it and help themselves. And I think that's really incredible, that they've taken their pain essentially and turned it into helping the community. And I would say most of our partners are like that, which is very inspiring. I keep saying inspiring, but they are
Yeah, and
very
rare, right?
inspiring.
It's like it's
Yeah,
great to be
yeah,
like this is a community of people that are either showing up because they've done the work or they're showing up because they want to get on the path to doing the work, right? And they're just trying to figure out like
absolutely.
trusted partners to go through because there was, to be clear to the audience, there was a vetting process, right? It isn't something you just, you know, get into. It's if you want to talk to kind of your kind of checklist you go through to vet, because I was very impressed by it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so basically, when I set up a call for someone that's looking to partner with us, I tell them my story and the Beauty Boost story, and then I want to hear their story and how they got started and kind of like what inspires them. And then we talk about what a partnership can look like. And to your point, I don't partner with everyone because it's not necessarily a good fit.
Mhm.
And that's okay. Like they have somewhere else that they can go. But I want to make sure our community and our other partners are just very great. They're having great
Mhm.
experiences. That's what I really care about. So yeah, we go through a whole conversation. Once we decide what a partnership can look like for both parties, then we kind of get everyone set up for events, which is really great. And another cool thing, because we are nationwide, not to like totally go on a side path here,
Please.
I have had women reach out in other cities and they've said, like, hey, I am moving from um like Boise and I'm moving to Durham. And we had the beauty boost, kind of like I did, right? We had the beauty boost in my city, and I'm interested in working with you or joining your events or coming as a community member, which is really cool. So it goes back to that's like inner support of all the communities, um, which is awesome.
It is, yeah, because it's so nice. To be frank, not everyone has the time or inclination, right, to start, their own city owned. So that the fact that there are 20 or 30, there's quite a number. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact number, but
Yeah, we've actually just hit 35, I think.
yay!
So,
No, that's
yeah.
awesome. And so that is huge because it could be either if you're visiting a city or if you have family in a city. What a great experience to like pop into an event, get a break from family at times, very needed, get a little refreshed, and kind of see what it is, even if it isn't in quite yet your local community. But of course, if you have the bandwidth or the inclination to do any sort of like community driven work, whatever that looks like, whether through this organization or some other need you see. I think that's so beautiful and such a lovely message to bring through. So I'd love to talk
Yeah.
about, oh, go ahead.
Oh, that was it. Sorry.
No, all good. I'd love to talk about if there was an event you've had that's your favorite so far. And that could have been before, the Durham city, or if there are others, but like what really made it just so like magical to you and so special?
Yeah, honestly, the Durham side, I would say that our fitness sampler was my favorite event.
Mm.
It's our most popular in every city. Um, but it was really fun. In the morning, it was a nice, crisp morning. We had the doors open to the venue. Um, One of our partners was just jamming music. Everyone's kind of like setting up. People are like mingling a little bit. And this is before the event started. And it was really cool because there was a yoga teacher that was walking down the street. I did not know her. She did not know us. And she walked in and was like, "What is this? This is
Aw,
amazing." So I talked to her a little bit, but just that setting the tone of the fitness event and then how fun it was, right? You were there, like you saw,
yes.
it's fun. People kind of ebb and flow with what they want to do and go to experience stations. So that was my favorite in the Durham chapter so far. And then I would say in Asheville, when I was there, it was probably my first event, which was the like design your year.
Mm.
Um, and we will have that in January, which is very exciting. But just going and like having that feeling of like, okay, I'm feeling inspired. Like, what do I want this year to look like? And then having kind of conversations because we're building dream boards or vision boards. And I'm like, I really want to like travel here. And then a woman on the other side of the table is like, oh, I found a great picture for that. Like, all just kind of helping each other. And that just coming in as a random person felt really cool to feel a part of something.
That's beautiful. I really appreciate how you make sure that the events are right sized. You know what I mean? It's not something where you're like, either there's, I think we've all been to events, whether it's in our friend group or where have you that are like a little disorganized, or you're like, oh, a lot more people showed up than they were expecting. Like you're very careful to be like, for this space we have for this event, like we are going to cap it, we are going to have this experience because you don't want to take away, I'm assuming, from every woman that is there and what they're looking for.
Absolutely. We don't want anyone to feel like a number. And I feel like when the count of people are there too high, people can feel kind of overlooked. And then also, if we have too many people there, both the local businesses and the community coming in, they do not have the time to actually connect. And that is like the biggest piece for me that I want to make sure they do.
Definitely. The other thing I appreciate, and I really love and kind of have used as a blueprint as I've like looked at doing my own pop-ups, is the timing and the amount of time. Because there are some events that they're like, it's going to be 6 to 8 hours. And I feel like, again, where you have the right size amount of people, you have the right sized event time. It doesn't have to be an event that takes hours and hours for it to be impactful. So if you want to speak to like the thought behind that, that the Beauty Boost has.
Absolutely. So again, going back to our wonderful founder, Rachel, she has a blueprint that we follow, and I won't give all her secrets away,
Yes.
but it really does kind of lay out the groundwork for us. It talks about like, when we should be getting stuff done, and then sizes of things, kind of vibes that we want to go for. There's certain ones that like you could do at a brewery, which would be really
Mhm.
cool. And then there are other ones that doesn't make a lot of sense. So she really gives us a lot, which is incredible. It breaks down timelines. So, you want to have this event for 3 to 4 hours, or you want this to be during the week for 2 hours,
Mhm.
which is really incredible. Because to your point, although we might love to spend 6 hours with our friends, not everyone has a whole day to give up for an event. And so trying to cut it down to 2 to 4 hours is really where we find the sweet spot for us.
Definitely, is of those that have childcare needs, all of that stuff. It's a lot easier to pop out for a morning or a few hours in the afternoon, or quickly after work than to dedicate to be like, oh, my whole Saturday is gone,
Yeah.
try to better myself and meet cool people. So I totally get that. The last thing I wanted to quickly highlight is what I love about this is you are not someone that is naturally extroverted. I hope that's okay for me to say. You know what I mean? You're someone that's
Oh, you're
right.
very right.
And so you're like, I want to help. I love, this community, and also I'm going to make it work for me, right? And so like how you've set up for yourself is beautiful, that you're like, these are my strengths and these are the things that, maybe I'm not going to highlight because it just doesn't naturally align. And as we think about living authentically, I think that's so beautiful. We see those values through you.
Thanks for saying that. Yes, I am true definition of introvert. And sometimes in this, I have to present extroverted, but I've set it up so I have a couple of ambassadors who are very extroverted, very people.
Mhm.
And so I let them have their opportunity to shine too. So, yes, very introverted. And I know a lot of the people looking for a community like this are introverted too. So would say to them, like, come, we invite all introverts and extroverts, just all women.
Beautiful. Well, where can they find you in the Beauty Boost?
Yeah, so the best way to find us is on Instagram, and we're at the Beauty Boost Durham on Instagram. And then, like you mentioned earlier, we do have 1 to 3 events a month. Our next event is actually going to be Fall Glam and Glow on September 24th. And so you can check out that event. It's all things like feeling beautiful inside and out, as I've been talking about. And then the next one after that is Hocus Pocus, which I believe you'll be at.
Yes, I will.
And that is October 22nd. And it's a little more like alternative, I'll say, and it's one of my favorite ones. Like think Reiki and crystals and gemstones, and it's just a good time. But yeah, find us on Instagram. We do have a website as well, thebeautyboost.com/Durham.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here. I've had just such a lovely conversation with you. And thank you all so much for watching Musings and Modalities with me, your pragmatic shaman bestie. Tune in the second and fourth Thursdays of each month at 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for more fabulous episodes. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to Musings and Modalities with me, Tristen, your pragmatic shaman bestie. For more powerful healing tools, join me every second and fourth Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. I cover a variety of topics to meet you wherever you are at on your spiritual journey. Learn techniques to work with pendulums, past life healing, astrology, and more. Please share the show and subscribe for more guidance from your pragmatic shaman bestie at musingsandmodalities.com.